The red panda, Ailurus fulgens, is a carnivoran native to the eastern Himalayas and southwestern China. It is listed as endangered on the IUCN Red List because the wild population is estimated at fewer than 10,000 mature individuals and continues to decline due to habitat loss and fragmentation, poaching, and inbreeding depression. Despite its name, it is not closely related to the giant panda. The red panda has reddish-brown fur, a long, shaggy tail, and a waddling gait due to its shorter front legs. It is roughly the size of a domestic cat though with a longer body. It is arboreal and feeds mainly on bamboo, but also eats eggs, birds, and insects. It is a solitary animal, mainly active from dusk to dawn, and is largely sedentary during the day. It is also called the lesser panda, the red bear cat, and the red cat bear. The red panda is the only living member of the genus Ailurus and the family Ailuridae. It has previously been placed in the raccoon and bear families, but the results of phylogenetic analysis provide strong support for its taxonomic classification in its own family, Ailuridae, which is part of the superfamily Mustaloidea, along with the weasel, raccoon and skunk families. Traditionally it was thought to consist of two subspecies. However, results of genetic analysis indicate that there are probably two distinct red panda species, the Chinese red panda and the Himalayan red panda, which genetically diverged 0.22 million years ago. Physical characteristics are red panda skull. The red panda has long, soft reddish-brown fur on the upper parts, blackish fur on the lower parts, and a light face with tear markings and white badges similar to those of a raccoon, but each individual can have distinctive markings. Its skull is roundish with medium-sized upright ears, its nose is black, and its eyes are blackish. Its teeth are robust. Its long, bushy tail with 6 alternating transverse ochre rings provide balance and excellent camouflage in a habitat with moss and lichen-covered trees. The legs are black and short with thick fur on the soles of the paws. This fur serves as thermal insulation on snow-covered or icy surfaces and conceals scent glands, which are also present on the anus. The head and body length of a red panda measures 50 to 64 centimeters, 20 to 25 in, and its tail is 28 to 59 centimeters, 11 to 23 in long. Males weigh 3.7 to 6.2 kilograms, 8.2 to 13.7 pounds, and females 3 to 6.0 kilograms, 6.6 to 13.2 pounds. The red panda is specialized as a bamboo feeder, with strong, curved and sharp semi-retractile claws standing inward for grasping narrow tree branches, leaves, and fruit. Like the giant panda, it had a false thumb, which is an extension of the wrist bone. When descending a tree head first, the red panda rotates its ankle to control its descent, one of the few climbing species to do so. Distribution and habitat. A red panda lies sleeping on a high branch of a tree, with tail stretched out behind and legs dangling on each side of the branch. A red panda sleeping on a tree. The red panda is endemic to the temperate forests of the Himalayas, and ranges from the foothills of western Nepal to China in the east. Its easternmost limit is the Kinling Mountains of the Shaanxi province in China. Its range includes southern Tibet, Sikkim in Assam in India, Bhutan, the northern mountains of Burma, and in southwestern China, in the Hangduan Mountains of Sichuan and the Gongshan Mountains in Yunnan. It may also live in southwest Tibet and northern Arunachal Pradesh, but this has not been documented. Locations with the highest density of red pandas include an area in the Himalayas that has been proposed as having been a refuge for a variety of endemic species in the Pleistocene. The distribution range of the red panda should be considered disjunct, rather than continuous. A disjunct population inhabits the Meghalaya Plateau of northeastern India. The red panda lives between 2,200 and 4,800 meters, 7,200 and 15,700 feet altitude, inhabiting areas of moderate temperature between 10 and 25 degrees Celsius, 50 and 77 degrees Fahrenheit, with little annual change. It prefers mountainous, mixed deciduous and conifer forests, especially with old trees and dense understories of bamboo. During a survey in the 1970s, signs of red pandas were found in Nepal's Dorpatan hunting reserve. Their presence was confirmed in spring 2007 when 4 red pandas were sighted at elevations ranging from 3,220 to 3,610 meters, 10,560 to 11,840 feet. Its westernmost distribution is in Rara National Park. In 2018, red pandas were sighted at elevations of 3,150 to 3,650 meters, 10,330 to 11,980 feet, in Nepal's Lamjung district. The red panda population in Sichuan province is larger and more stable than the Yunnan population, suggesting a southward expansion from Sichuan into Yunnan in the Holocene. The red panda has become extirpated from the Chinese provinces of Guizhou, Gansu, Jiangxi, and Qinghai. Behavior and ecology. Behavior. The red panda is territorial. It is solitary except during mating season. It is generally quiet except for some twittering, tweeting, and whistling communication sounds. It has been reported to be both nocturnal and crepuscular, sleeping on tree branches or in tree hollows during the day and increasing its activity in the late afternoon and early evening hours. It sleeps stretched out on a branch with legs dangling when it is hot, and curled up with its tail over the face when it is cold. It is very heat sensitive, with an optimal, well-being temperature between 17 and 25 degrees Celsius, 63 and 77 degrees Fahrenheit. A red panda standing on a stone shortly after waking. Red pandas clean their fur somewhat like a cat would, licking their front paws and then rubbing their backs, torsos, and sides. They also rub their backs and bellies along the sides of trees or rocks. Then they patrol their territories, marking with urine and a weak musk-smelling secretion from their anal glands. They search for food running along the ground or through the trees. Red pandas may use their forepaws alternately to bring food to their mouths or place food directly into their mouths. Predators of the red panda include the snow leopard, Panthera unchiae, mustelid, and humans. If they feel threatened or sense danger, they may try to escape by climbing a rock column or tree. If they can no longer flee, they stand on their hind legs to make themselves appear larger and use the sharp claws on their front paws to defend themselves. A red panda became a visitor attraction in Japan for his ability to stand upright for 10 seconds at a time. Diet. A red panda on a ginkgo tree. A red panda feeding on sorbus warty, seasonal fruit in the Himalayan region. File Ailurus fulgens 01.0. A red panda gnawing. A red panda eating bamboo leaves. Red pandas are excellent climbers, and forage largely in trees. They eat mostly bamboo, and may eat small mammals, birds, eggs, flowers, and berries. In captivity, they were observed to eat birds, flowers, maple and mulberry leaves, and bark, and fruits of maple, beech, and mulberry. Like the giant panda, they cannot digest cellulose, so they must consume a large volume of bamboo to survive. Their diets consist of about 2/3 bamboo, but they also eat mushrooms, roots, acorns, lichens, and grasses. Occasionally, they supplement their diets with fish and insects. They do little more than eat and sleep due to their low-calorie diets. Bamboo shoots are more easily digested than leaves, exhibiting the highest digestibility in summer and autumn, intermediate digestibility in the spring, and lowest digestibility in the winter. These variations correlate with the nutrient contents in the bamboo. Red pandas process bamboo poorly, especially the cellulose and cell wall components. This implies microbial digestion plays only a minor role in their digestive strategy. To survive on this poor-quality diet, they have to eat the high-quality sections of the bamboo plant, such as the tender leaves and shoots, in large quantities, over 1.5 kilograms 3.3 pounds of fresh leaves and 4 kilograms 8.8 pounds of fresh shoots daily. This food passes through the digestive tract fairly rapidly, about 2 to 4 hours, so as to maximize daily nutrient intake. Red pandas can taste artificial sweeteners, such as aspartame, and are the only non-primates known to be able to do so. Reproduction. A red panda tending its cub. Red pandas are able to reproduce at around 18 months of age, and are fully mature at 2 to 3 years. Adults rarely interact in the wild except to mate. Both sexes may mate with more than one partner during the mating season from mid-January to early March. A few days before birth, females begin to collect material, such as brushwood, grass, and leaves, to build a nest, which is normally located in a hollow tree or a rock crevice. After a gestation period of 112 to 158 days, the female gives birth in mid-June to late July to 1 to 4, usually 1 to 2, blind and deaf cubs weighing 110 to 130 grams 3.9 to 4.6 ounces each. After birth, the mother cleans the cubs, and can then recognize each by their smell. At first, she spends 60% to 90% of her time with the cubs. After the first week, the mother starts spending more time outside the nest, returning every few hours to nurse and groom the cubs. She moves the young frequently among several nests, all of which she keeps clean. The cubs start to open their eyes at about 18 days of age. By about 90 days, they achieve full adult fur and coloring, and begin to venture out of the nest. They also start eating solid foods at this point, weaning at around 6 to 8 months of age. The cubs stay with their mother until the next litter is born in the following summer. Males rarely help raise the young, and only if they live in pairs or in small groups. A red panda's lifespan ranges between 8 and 10 years, but individuals have been known to reach 15 years. Threats. The primary threats to red pandas are direct harvest from the wild, live or dead, competition with domestic livestock resulting in habitat degradation, and deforestation resulting in habitat loss or fragmentation. The relative importance of these factors is different in each region, and is not well understood. For instance, in India, the biggest threat seems to be habitat loss followed by poaching, while in China, the biggest threat seems to be hunting and poaching. A 40% decrease in red panda populations has been reported in China over the last 50 years, and populations in western Himalayan areas are considered to be lower. Deforestation can inhibit the spread of red pandas and exacerbate the natural population subdivision by topography and ecology, leading to severe fragmentation of the remaining wild population. Fewer than 40 animals in 4 separate groups share resources with humans in Nepal's Langtang National Park, where only 6% of 1,710 square kilometers (660 square miles) is preferred red panda habitat. Although direct competition for food with domestic livestock is not significant, livestock can depress bamboo growth by trampling. Small groups of animals with little opportunity for exchange between them face the risk of inbreeding, decreased genetic diversity, and even extinction. In addition, clear-cutting for firewood or agriculture, including hillside terracing, removes old trees that provide maternal dens and decreases the ability of some species of bamboo to regenerate. In southwest China, red pandas are hunted for their fur, especially for the highly valued bushy tails, from which hats are produced. In these areas, the fur is often used for local cultural ceremonies. In weddings, the bridegroom traditionally carries the hide. The good luck charm, red panda tail hats are also used by local newlyweds. This practice may be quite old, as the red panda seems to be depicted in a 13th century Chinese pen and ink scroll showing a hunting scene. Little or no mention of the red panda is made in the culture and folklore of Nepal. In the past, red pandas were captured and sold to zoos. In an article appearing in the International Zoo News in 1969, one reported he personally had handled 350 red pandas in 17 years. Due to sites, this zoo harvest has decreased substantially in recent years, but poaching continues, and red pandas are often sold to private collectors at exorbitant prices. In some parts of Nepal and India, red pandas are kept as pets. The red panda has a naturally low birth rate, usually one single or twin birth per year, and a high death rate in the wild.